how it works, everything in detail. You get free food, speed food, Syns, and your healthy extras. You weigh every single week, write down the recipes you're gonna have that week. You get to choose whatever goal you want. So that is just what works for me. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz if you are new here. So in this video, I'm talking all about Slimming World, just to explain the plan, how it works, everything in detail. I'm gonna put everything step by step so I don't miss any information out. And if you do have any questions, leave it below. But quickly, just about me, I've been following the plan for I think 6 months now. I've lost 1 stone total. My goal was around 1 stone 3 or 4 pounds, but I'm gonna change that goal, or I probably would have changed that goal by now when this video goes out at the start of January, to 1 stone 7 pounds. So 1.5 stone is my goal. I know it's not a crazy amount, but that really has just made all the difference to me. And honestly, I wouldn't have lost the weight if I didn't join Slimming World. I personally like to go to groups. Going to weigh-in every week, it keeps me on track, it keeps me motivated. So the first step is, how does the plan work? You get free food, speed foods, Syns, and your healthy extras. Healthy extra A and healthy extra B. So your free foods are your pasta, rice, beans, lentils, veggies, fruits. Most fruits anyway, I think, are free, and you can eat as much as you like of them. The whole point of free food is to eat as much as you like of them free foods. And then you get your speed foods, which is basically the lower calorie, like veggies and things like that. So with the speed foods, they are basically foods just lower in calories, and you can bulk them out on your plate. So we'll put a list of all the speed foods that you can have, which is supposed to boost your weight loss. Then you have your Syns, the good part. So you get, it says 5 to 15 Syns a day. You basically get 15 Syns a day. I believe men get 20 Syns a day. So your Syns are things like crisps, chocolates, cake, creme fraiche, things that you can cook with, jam on toast. You wanted to have jam, you would Syn the jam. So the point of Syns, you get to have what you like in moderation and use your 15 Syns a day. So then you get your healthy extras every day. You get 1 healthy extra B, which is wholemeal breads, cereals / nuts. If there's anything else missing, I'll pop it on screen. I usually just have the bread. So when it comes to the bread, not every single bread is a B choice. They go by what has the most high fibre content, as fibre, good for your body, makes you go to the toilet, etc. So they say that the B choice breads are the one with the highest fibre, and they are always the small loaf, the 400 gram small loaves. So I just have them every single day for breakfast. Then every day you get 2 A choices. So it's milk and cheese. So if you're vegan or anything like that, you can have vegan milks, vegan cheeses, but the amounts differ, and the types of cheese you have and the amount of milk you have. But basically you get to have coffee every day. You know, if you have milk in your tea and coffee, you still get to have that. And to be honest, I always have my A and B choices. They really do help. So that is everything for the plan. When you go to group and you have your first session, that is what they tell you. They give you your free foods, speed foods, Syns, and they explain the healthy extras. And you're given a book, and this book just has everything explained in it, so you can really read through it and, you know, get to know more about the plan if you are still unsure. So when it comes to actually planning out a meal, they do say 1/3 of your plate should be speed food or some sort of veggies, fruits and veggies per meal. So I know some people say, well, if pasta and potatoes are free and you can eat as much as you like, what is stopping you from having 2 massive platefuls? Because you're not going to lose weight that way. Well, I get it, but if you follow the Slimming World plan correctly, you're meant to have, you know, 1/3 plate of veggies. Say you have peas and broccoli, then you'll have your protein, and then you'll have your whatever carbs you want to have. There's no limit on it. So the good thing is you're not calorie counting, you're not weighing and measuring your actual meal, but you are told to have 1/3 of your plate of speed foods, veggies, something like that. So it does make sense when you think about it like that. So let's talk about the weekly weigh-in. You can join online, but you still have to weigh weekly. So you don't have to go to any groups. So with Slimming World, you weigh every single week unless you book a week off. I think you get 6 weeks off a year that you can book to have off. you have to weigh in every week, which really does keep me motivated and on track. Honestly, it does. So now let's talk about your weight, your goals, what you want to be looking like, what sort of goals are you going to be setting for yourself. So first of all, with Slimming World, they automatically call it a Club 10 goal, which is losing 10% of your body weight. So automatically they give you that, they write that down in the book, but you get to choose whatever goal you want. If your goal is 1 stone, 10 pound, or if it's 4 stone, you choose that goal, whatever works for you. But I personally would just not set a goal too much, too crazy. Just be realistic with the goal, don't go too crazy. If you think you might have about 3 stone to lose, maybe set the target as 2.5, see how you feel when you get there. You can change your goal at any time. So as we're talking about goals and setting realistic goals, I just want to talk about the Slaughterhouse scales that have been sent to me, and they are also sponsoring this portion of the video. So these are some smart scales. They've got an app, so I'll just show you what the app looks like. I'll also put it on screen. So these are smart scales. I'll put it on screen and just go through what it's about. Of course, it measures your weight. As you weigh weekly, you're gonna know what you weigh every week, but they measure more than just your weight. So your body water, body fat, muscle mass, bone mass, BMI, your lean body mass, height, etc. So what I do like about this app, there is a section for your measurements, and this is so important. I actually stepped on these scales in December, so I will pop on the screen what mine actually said. So this is what mine is saying. Wait until January to step on them again to see the progress. So we'll be doing another video to show you my progress and how I'm liking the scales and all things like that. With Slimming World, of course, we are monitoring our weight. We want to see the scales go down, but I also want to see the body fat go down. I want to see the muscle mass go up, the water, hydration, everything that this smart scale offers. You want to see the other things go down and improve as well. It's not all about the scales and the weight. It's about, are you losing body fat? Are you getting enough water? Have your measurements gone down? Always take progress pictures. You don't need to show anyone. Take pictures for yourself. Take your measurements for yourself. If there is one thing that you take off this little section of the video, is start taking your measurements. And in this app, for the Slaughterhouse scales, you can write down your measurements in there. Then you can have the comparison when you do it again. So there is also a section on creating goals. You don't usually get a goal setting area on scales. So with the goals, this is what it looks like. So everything that these scales measure, you can create goals for each of them. So we'll keep you updated, and thank you so much for Slaughterhouse for sending me out these scales. I believe they're currently on offer for $29.99 when this video goes live. So I will of course link everything down below, and thank you so much for sponsoring this portion of the video. Let's talk body magic. This is Slimming World's way of saying exercise. So it is just any form of exercise that you can, whether it's walking the dog, going to the gym, going on long walks, cleaning the house, vacuuming, just moving your body in some way, some sort of exercise. That is body magic. So me personally, I've been working out for just over 5 years now. I prefer weight training, and I truly believe if you want to change your body, you know, look more toned, look strong, then weight training is the way to go. But whatever works for you. If you enjoy running, if you enjoy cardio or swimming or CrossFit, perfect. Just doing some sort of activity is better than nothing. So they do recommend you to do some form of body magic, they call it, but basically it just means exercise. So what does a day on plan look like? A full day of eating, breakfast, snacks. So I'm just gonna go for a couple of ideas for a couple of days, just to give you an idea. So breakfast could be sausage and egg sandwich. I get the skinny sausages from Aldi. They're half a cent each, and if you have a bit of ketchup or brown sauce, like a level tablespoon is usually around 1 cent. So that is breakfast. Then for lunch you could have a jacket potato, beans, a big salad, and then you can use your A choice for 30 or 40 grams of cheese. Your healthy extras are the only things that you weigh on Slimming World. Everything else you don't weigh. So that could be lunch. Then for dinner, do some sort of pasta bake. You could do a chicken fajita, pasta bake chicken, peppers, onions, bunch of herbs and spices in a tomato sauce. Just make the tomato sauce yourself with chopped tomatoes, herbs and spices, mix that all in, put it in the oven with your cheese. That could be second A choice, or if you were going to use cheese for dinner but you've already used your milk and cheese for the day, you would just sin that cheese, which I think is 6 Syns for either 30 or 40 grams. So that is a full day of eating on plan, satisfying foods. Nothing needs to be boring. And then you could have a hot chocolate on the evening. The options hot chocolates, I think they're 39 calories. They're something like a Syn and a half to 2 Syns, depending which one you have. And then, for example, if you had that day, you'd probably have about 8 Syns left over. You could have a little bag of crisps or something like that. So that is one, just like a full day of eating. And then maybe another day you could have scrambled eggs on toast with some bacon. That is completely Syn free, using your toast as your B choice. For lunch you could have salmon, bunch of sweet potatoes, roasted vegetables, or like air fried vegetables, which is what I like to have. If you want some salad cream or like lighter than light mayonnaise, just Syn that. There is so many options. I make a ton of videos on my channel about Slimming World weekly vlogs, what I eat in a day, what I eat in a week on Slimming World, if you need some ideas on that. So let's talk my tips and what has worked for me. So first of all, plan your week. 100%, when you go shopping for the week, write down the recipes you're going to have that week, whether it's breakfast, lunch, if you're going to meal prep, whatever it may be, dinners. Just plan the meals. It doesn't have to be that meal on that day. Just do a rough plan, write down all the ingredients and just go shopping for that. Don't go mindlessly thinking, oh, I'll just grab that and that'll be okay. You need to have a plan in place, because if you don't, you'll go off track and you won't know what to eat, and you might not have the ingredients for a certain recipe that you fancy. So always plan. If you can meal prep, try and meal prep. I know some people are a bit funny about reheating food. I've done a bunch of meal prep videos on my channel, so you don't have to go crazy and meal prep like 10, 15 recipes. Just do 4 or 5 just to get you through the week. If you work like full-time, or even if you work from home, anything like that, just to have your lunches in the fridge to hand just makes all the difference for me. So if you can meal prep, meal prep. And lastly, I'm just gonna say, track your Syns. Just in your notes in your phone. You don't need to write it all down, and you don't need to write all your food down if you don't want to, but at least track the Syns, because then you know you're staying within them 15 Syns. Because trust me, it really does, they add up so easy. And if you don't track them, sometimes you might have had 20, 25 Syns where you think you've had like 10. So just tracking the Syns is definitely key. And some of the things that I have made changes with my mindset and everything is cutting down on the alcohol. I thought that following the plan and going to group was good enough, but it really wasn't, if I'm being realistic. I had to cut down on the wine. Now don't get me wrong, I only drink like twice a week. I've kind of cut that down to once a week. I have definitely cut down on the wine / Prosecco, cocktails, things like that. If I drink on the weekend, I will have one evening off plan, whatever day that might be. It might be a Saturday, it might be a Thursday. I'll have one day off plan, and that will be food and drinks that night, and then the rest of the week I'm completely on plan. If I go out for a meal on a Tuesday, I'm gonna eat on plan, and I might have a couple of single vodkas and cokes. Single vodka, I believe, is 2.5 Syns, so you can work it into your Syns for the day, and then I'm still on plan. You can still work around a social life and still lose weight, and this is the way that has been working for me. As soon as I had that mindset change and made that change, the weight just come off so much quicker. Now don't get me wrong, it did take me ages to lose a stone, but that is a whole nother story, which I can do in a separate video. But just having that mindset of sticking to the Syns and just having the one evening off per week, that is just what works for me. I know some people don't like any days off during the week, ever. They just want to lose that weight, but for me, for my sanity, I need to have one night off a week off plan. So that is just what works for me. So that is everything for this video. If I have missed anything or if you've got any questions, leave it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I do make regular slimming world videos, like what eating a days, weekly vlogs, all stuff like that. So I will link the playlist at the end of this video if you do want to check that out. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.